First of all, congratulations on this. It is a fantastic watch. Such an inspiring documentary. First of all, why call it Beyond the Gaze?
I mean, to me, because as you saw in the film, you know, people accused Julie of objectification or
Mhm.
Sports Illustrated swimsuit of objectifying women, which it was a lot more than that. So I just thought this film is beyond the male gaze, or it's flipping the switch on the gaze to the female gaze.
Mhm.
And it took a long time to find the title and the perfect title because it was just hard because it's
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
you didn't want to say like Julie's girls or anything that was sexist. And we really are flipping the switch on the narrative.
Right. And also, Jesus, thank you so much for chatting with us. When you, me being a model, a fashion model for, oh my God, since 1987, and I've done everything. I've done runway, I've done advertising, catalogs, swimsuits. Pe- Oftentimes, models are not seen as people. Oftentimes, we're seen as, just like objects that you gaze at. But it's not it's not until I guess recently with social media and influencers that people actually look beyond the gaze, beyond what they're gazing at, beyond the beautiful girl on the red carpet, beyond the woman walking the Sports Illustrated swimsuit runway, beyond the girl on the magazine pages. It's the story of what is behind what you're gazing at as well. So I feel that the title is appropriate. And also because Julie's way of telling the story of women through the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue went way beyond the pictures. I think that's why her legacy is so strong. And I've met many people who say, oh my God, I remember when I would watch Sports Illustrated videos and watch Julie Campbell. I mean, her vision was just so unparalleled at that time and even now. I mean, the way she could like look at a location and know exactly what girl, what swimsuit, what time of day to shoot. And this was worldwide. And she's an artist. I mean, the way her visions, the way she took in art, be it a model, a location, a color, a suit, a piece of jewelry. It's like Julie's gaze was it was beyond just, a model in a bathing suit on a page. And also, she was a woman trailblazer
Mhm.
who was opening doors at a time when women weren't in the position that she was in, let alone having the amount of success that she had with the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue at that time.
Definitely. Julie's work is breathtaking. She
Yes.
was a pioneer, like you said, decades ahead of her time.
Mhm.
She empowered women. She gave models the ability to tell their story in her photo shoots.
Mhm.
As a model, how did that change the game for everybody?
Oh, wow. Well, most people don't know this, but Julie was actually the one who made the supermodel.
Mhm.
When she would put a lady, a model in a magazine, she would put the name next to it and say, Roshumba Williams is in Bora Bora or Carol Alt is in the Seychelles. And that's how people got to know us, not only as a girl on a page, but also as a name as a person. So she was the founder of the supermodel, way before. Actually, Cheryl Teagues was the one that she actually,
Mhm.
created the supermodel title with. And, from there, she just, I look at it like this. She was a beautiful force that gave us power because of Julie Campbell and bringing us into this franchise that started out as this little known sports magazine, but evolved into this worldwide phenomenon because of her. We have been able to launch careers, become brands, influencers. I mean, the the opportunities that she brought into our life are endless. But at the same time, she protected us, she nurtured us, and she taught us how to own our own power. And we learned that from her and that you can't put a price tag on that.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I feel like a lot of times for me, when I'm telling people are like, "What's your doc about?" and I say the founding editor of the Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Issue, and reactions are, "Oh, it's about women in bikinis," and yes, but it's not. And that's we're going beyond that gaze.
Right,
And I think when someone reacts about says that it's about women in bikinis,
right.
it's really demeaning to a woman
mhm,
because we're a lot more than that, even when we're
Mhm.
in a bathing suit, when we're not in a bathing suit. And I think that was Julie's goal, and that's why she worked with the women that she did, like
Mhm.
Roshumba, like Christy Brinkley and Tyra Banks and Cheryl Teagues and Elle McPherson and Kathy Ireland and Carol Alt. Like um, it's kind of examining the stigma
mhm.
and flipping the switch on the stigma in people's minds.
You got to spend a lot of time with Julie at the end of her life. I'm sure this documentary gave you so much more time with her than you expected, and you have so much footage of her. How emotional is it seeing it for you, especially?
Oh, it's we've just traveled, and Rashumba has been with me for so many, and she's been amazing. We've just been to like over 30 film festivals and also played theatrically. And I have to tell you, each time it's emotional. Each
Yeah,
time my stomach turns. I feel like I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown. The first time Rashumba saw the film in the theater, she didn't see it before, and I
yeah.
love that. I never like showing the film. If I can get away with it, I love for everyone to see the film for the first time in the theater.
Yes.
And Samba sat next to me in the theater, grabbed my hand, and you wailed. I
I just
remember
cried
that at Newport
audibly.
Film Festival. And it's super emotional, but it's such a gift to be able to share her story with the world right now. And you know, the access I had, I don't think I'll ever have that access again. We digitized over 10,000 photos. We found never before seen Super 8 footage, high 8 footage of Rashumba on the beach, Christy Brinkley, Carol Alt. It's like all these assets that Julie kept for over 50 years.
And I will also say, Jesus, I am so grateful, beyond grateful to Jill for telling this story and telling it from the inside out, opposed to like someone who really didn't know Julie,
Mhm.
who really didn't know us, who didn't have history with it. I'm so grateful that she told it this way because this is the true story of Julie Campbell. This is the true story of a legend, a legacy. This is a legacy. And if Jill had not taken the time out of her life to tell this story, no one would know. No one would know about Julie and everything that she went through to create a brand that is sustained today. I mean, we've
Mhm.
got models like Alex Earl, influencers, and just all these people who are still having successful careers because of what she did back then. And if it wasn't for Jill gathering all that information, putting it in this format, and her relationship with Julie Campbell, no one would know, and a legacy would have been lost. So, thank you, Jill.
Definitely. And
Thank you. You stepped in those shoes way before me. So I really appreciate it.
um, what really caught my attention in this project was Julie didn't seem like she was out on a mission to change the industry. She was just being human, and she was treating people like humans. While making this documentary, at what point did you realize she's just being herself when she's with the
Yeah,
models?
I love that you got that because what I learned about Julie is, she had such a strong artistic moral core and she was an artist at heart. And when you see those photos from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, all shot on film, nothing digital, they're works of art. And she was creating, it was like a film. That's what I realized during the shooting was like she got the perfect photographer, the
Mhm.
perfect location. She cast the models. She made sure the personalities worked. She looked for fabulous female fashion designers and male, and she put it all together. But it was because, she was an artist at her core, and she was a woman with a very strong sense of herself,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and she was stubborn. She was a Taurus, and she was going to get her way. And she learned how to navigate. Can you imagine a woman in the halls of a sports magazine in the 1960s trying to protect women, trying to take gratuitous photos out of the pile? She was so smart. She knew how to navigate. And she even says in the film, it's not sometimes being the loudest person in the room. She was kind of, I don't know, the most, she just had like a plan, you know, in the room. She really was the most strategic person in the room, I would say.
Julie's story now, with the foresight, we see how she battled through a lot of different obstacles in order to get to where she is. Now we still see women's rights being attacked, constantly being criticized for their looks instead of their talents. Why bring this film out now in order for people to realize you that women can start at nothing and make of themselves regardless of any situation?
I mean, I think that, you know, what I think where we're at right now, it is where we are getting attacked still. And
Mhm.
as far as we come, we have so much farther to go. But I do think that, like, women in their 20s have come up to me and love this film and are so
Yes.
inspired. And it's like we need to see the stories that we don't know about the women
Mhm.
who opened the doors for us before. I mean, there's a lot of famous women that we know about, but we don't know the women who did it quietly, who figured it out. And I think, yeah, this is an unusual story because most people, again, are going to think like, oh, she was just putting women in bathing suits
Mhm.
and shooting them so men can enjoy it, but it was the exact opposite. So I think it's as important as ever. I also think that there's a huge body positivity movement in
Yes.
all ages of women where we're taking back our bodies, and that's why, it's the female gaze, it's the male gaze that often sexualizes the woman who looks at that picture and sexualizes it. So it's a conversation to discuss, like, can a woman not wear a bathing suit in a
Mhm.
picture, or can she? Does she have permission to do that or not? I mean, these are the questions that I kind of wrestle with, and that I think conversations that can be had after watching the film.
And also, I'd like to add, it's nice that now the stories of the women behind the scenes are being told, because if you look at it historically, most popular or documentaries or stories about women have been about women who were sort of on screen or in the forefront, like a Marilyn Monroe,
Mhm.
or say a Martha Stewart, or just someone who was kind of like out in the public eye that you could attach a story to. But usually behind the scenes, there's always hidden figures who are making strides and opening doors for the women who are on camera, but also for the other women behind the scenes. Because of Julie Campbell, if she would do a photo shoot at, say, a resort, that resort would become the most famous resort in the world. If she would use a bathing suit from a company, or jewelry, or a boat, or even have a beverage in one of the shots, it would become the hottest selling item,
Mhm.
at that particular point in time. So there are a lot of women behind the scenes who have been silently and strategically, moving along and up the ladder. And I feel that now is their time to have their stories told.
Definitely. Thank you both for taking the time to chat. This is such an incredible project,
Oh,
beautiful project, and extremely impactful. And thank you so much for sharing this story with us.
thank
Thank
you,
you so much for
Jesus.
having us. So nice to meet you.